Okay, so we are going to take a look at the Magnum NOR-VISE, made by me. So this is kind of a replica, or it wasn't intended to be, but I built it before I got an actual NOR-VISE, and come to find out, I built it just about exactly the way an actual NOR-VISE is made. And I put regular bearings in it, and I got some ceramic bearings, which been in for a while, and I'm going to go ahead and install them. And I'm going to take you along with it. We're going to take a look at this and look at a little bit of the insides. You may have seen a video, I'm not sure if I posted it yet or not, about tying on this. But I mean, it basically it is built like a NOR-VISE. It does, in my opinion, as good as a NOR-VISE, but it's more proportionately designed for the large saltwater jaw. And so let's get into it. A quick note before we get started, or as we get started, if you like these contents, the stuff I've been posting, please subscribe. I really need to get the subscribers built up. If you don't like what's being posted currently, there's going to be more, and it's going to change. I'm not going to stop posting anything, which I posted a lot of electronic stuff, and then I backed off and started posting knife stuff, and now posting some fishing stuff and all that. And the thing is as I have stuff, as it comes available and starts to be part of what I got going on at the time, I start doing videos about it. And so, and also keep in mind, all this stuff is rough machined. I built it just as a proof of concept, but it works so well, I don't think I'm going to bother to rebuild it again or refine it. That's a piece of stainless steel. I call it the hub, and you'll see that it's got, well, actually I messed up cutting that groove, and here's the actual lockup that the hub with this pin will lock into. And that is locked to the shaft to spin the shaft. And then it goes forward and locks into these little recesses that I have cut all the way around. Now, I have too much in here going on. I've got these keepers right here to hold these bearings in that I've got into place. And I really want to kind of redesign it a little bit, maybe even cut all this chamber down or however I need to, because I want to get rid of, if I remember right, there's some O-rings in here that I had installed whenever I built this. Hold on a second. Yeah. Hello?
I was saying if you want that pizza for supper.
Yeah. So whenever I built this, I have O-rings that I had put inside because I wanted to originally seal everything inside and just have oil in there that continuously oiled the bearings. And so I kind of canceled that plan and didn't do it. I don't even remember what size stuff I put in here. But if I remember right, let's see. Let's go ahead and take it all the way down. and I canceled that idea, and so it's the smaller one that I built. That's still bigger than the regular NOR-VISE, but smaller. That one. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Or better yet, let's just take that out. Let me find out what size. But anyway, I canceled that idea because I built the smaller one, and come to find out, it was just fine the way it was built without having all that. because I had found out that if you take the grease out of these regular bearings, because they were sealed, but take the grease out of these sealed bearings, then you could loosen them up and they'd spin free. And that's basically what I did. And so that's what I'm going to eventually do with this. Kind of a convoluted, very convoluted, I apologize, way of saying what I was trying to say. So there you have it. Really, really kind of greasy. I don't even remember putting grease in this thing. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying before, I was saying, uh, the channel is growing. I feel like it's growing a lot, but it's still got a long ways to go. I think I'm currently over 3,000 watch hours, but of course, I've only got 384 subscribers at this current moment. That is, if no one's unsubscribed since this video started, which is very likely because 2 people subscribe, 2 people unsubscribe, 2 people subscribe, 2 people unsubscribe. So it's really no headway being made. So long story short, if you don't like what you're seeing right now, just, stick around and there'll be some stuff that will benefit you, I promise. So yeah, I mean, these spin really good. I'll just use them in another project, but anyway, there we have it. And these are 100% ceramic bearings. And so I'm not 100% sure how well these are going to work, but I still have those in case they do's not. And we're just going to go ahead and stick these back in here, and I'll stick them off to the side so I don't get grease all over the place. And those will be backups in case there's any issues with these. Okay, so let's put this back on there. I'm assuming that these bearings hopefully are dimensionally the same as those, which I don't have enough sense to have checked that ahead of time, but they do fit on there, and that is kind of tight. So I think we're going to be good. Wait a minute. Nope, I got to do this the other way. That's what I get for making something and forgetting how I put it all together and built it. Kind of proves how gooberlicious I am. But to give you an idea, these go inside against the outer race on the bearings, and these were going to be inside against the inner race on the bearing, so that I would have oil that I could put in through the top where the friction knob is to keep these oiled, and then leave the seals on the outside of those bearings. But that would have literally just made it spin slower. And so completely taking them all apart, taking all the grease out of the bearings and soaking them in toluene and acetone and alcohol rub and you name it. And just to get all the grease out of them. And I still didn't get all the grease. So you see there's still grease in this right here from somehow or another. then they spin smooth. And you really can run them greaseless because you're spinning this by hand. You'll never get the friction that'll build up the heat that'll mess up the bearings. So they'll last forever without any lubrication at all. Or hit them with some WD-40 and you're good. So let's put this one together. Now here's the deal. The reason why this one's got to go in is because it sits deeper in there and it's harder to get that that keeper out. That C-clip. And I want to eliminate these because these are going to take and put a kind of a load, a lateral load on the bearing that I really don't want in there. And because you can see that that's where the C-clip goes in, but I don't know, it may not. Yeah, it'll still see because this will hold the center and that outer O-ring will push on the outer race, and so that'll the bearing will be having central forces this way and outer forces, so it'll be going like this. And I think that could cause premature wear. So before I use this a lot, I really want to eliminate this. And to do that, it's going to make this set deeper into the housing, which is going to take this front side and move everything over here down just slightly. And so that's fine, but I've got to machine it all. And it's also going to move this back hub further in. So these recesses may have to go deeper. Or I may just redo this center shaft completely, and because there's a lot of slots in here I don't need that I thought I did, but I didn't. But I may redo this center shaft completely and just leave it to match the bearings being in different spaces, because I don't like the lockup and everything. There's a lot of things about the shaft I don't like. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That'll be another video. And if you guys, and I know this is kind of just random, sporadic and all, because I really can't walk and chew bubble gum, and I'm trying to think, do something, and talk. So that's a no-no for me, but I'm doing it for you guys. I am taxing my poor little brain to the limit just for y'all. I wouldn't do it for anyone else, I promise. Get that one in there. Push that bearing down. And the bearing sets slightly proud to the front, which is not a biggie. But what I was fixing to say a minute ago, if you guys want to actually see machining of this stuff, because I made a bunch of stuff and I really haven't shown any of the machining of it. One of the things that I love about machining so much is just watching the metal peel off as I change something out of steel into something else. I've literally taken square blocks and made them round, which is a lot of vibration and aggravation, but to do that. But okay, you can see that there's a little bit of, doesn't spin as freely at the moment. Let me get the hubs on there because the inertial force of the hubs will help it to spin even better. And then when I get the lateral load off these bearings, then I believe that I am going to, let's see. Okay, so I got bearings, both are facing out this way. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'll work into that some more to see. Because here you can see that it's the back side of, I don't know what you call it, but where the bearing balls are held into place by that centerpiece. It's facing in the opposite direction from what it's facing right here. It's facing, they're both facing this way, if that makes sense. But the way I am, I'm going to want them both facing in, I think, because I'd like this flange against this so that there's less chance of it dragging. Or I may want to turn this one around so there's less chance of it dragging, because over here it's not even remotely going to touch the bearings portion in there. But regardless, all day at work, and now I'm kind of out there. So let's get this one in. Now, this is the one you want to index. So if you'll notice, this flat piece is here, and that down there is where the jaw goes. So if I want this to be, if I want this to truly be, say it would be to the left, so 9 o'clock position, then I have to turn that flat spot flush with this cutout, and trust me, that'll make it. That'll line it all up, because this cutout needs to be in line with this piece right here, and that will adjust your index on this as how you index it. Concentrating real hard right now. There we go. Okay. See, even just adding that little bit has got it spinning a little bit longer. So we'll get this piece on there. Now that's locking the hub up, and it's locked up there. Put it at the 12 o'clock position. And it's slightly to the left. I need to adjust it, but it's roughly in the 12 o'clock position. So good deal. Let's put this C-clip on there. In which the job that this C-clip is doing is the same one that the O-ring on the back of the actual NOR-VISE is doing. Okay, now you can see it's got a lot more spin time. Let's pull this back. Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to put this on and put this. And now the thing is with this, this is the keeper for it on the shaft, but I'm not really using it exactly. It's more the screw on the front side, because I need to add another set screw on this side to kind of balance the hub. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit of a wobble to it. And so that's what I got to work on trying to work out. Let's see. Put this in there. And lock it down. And then the material keeper. And there we have it. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's not spinning as good as the other bearings, and I would think that the ceramic bearings would be less friction. So what I'm going to need to do is remanufacture either the shaft or how I've got the bearings in there, because the bearings have that lateral load on them, and I really don't like that. And so we'll have to work with that a little bit. And so I'll probably take you along as I try to work all that out and get this back working as good as it did with the metal bearings, only with these ceramic bearings. So that's it for now. Again, if you made it this far, which most people don't, but if you did, I would ask that you would like and subscribe, because I will see you on the next one. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.